Hey guys, long time no see and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been filming for months and months and I've really missed filming, editing my videos and of course talking to you guys. As you can see, my background has changed a lot, so it's my life. I have a lot of life updates to talk to you about, and of course if you can see my video title, my thumbnail, I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I recently got fired because of the coronavirus situation. So I do have quite a lot to talk about in this video, but I'm not going to make a simple story time video because I'm not a very good storyteller. So in this video I'm also going to show you how I usually do my everyday go to work really simple kind of makeup using my everyday makeup products, and most of the products I use they are in my project pan selection. So I started a project pan in December, so it's a month time earlier than what those project planners usually start their project, because this is my first official project pan, so I really want to give myself some time to get used to using the same product over and over again. So yeah, if you're interested, please keep on watching. So I'm going to show you from the very beginning, which is to prep my face for the makeup. Usually in the morning I don't clean my face with any face wash. I just wet my muslin cloth and then wipe my face with it, and that's it. So I'm going to clean my face again with a really simple tonic. The one I'm using is the Pixie Retinol Tonic. This toner, I believe, for me personally, is better than the original what's it called, the glow one, the pinkish one. So I really like it. Just squeeze a bit in a cotton pad and then wipe my face with it. So about my life update, where do I start? Last year in about late April, May time, I moved all the way back to England where I started my channel. I don't want to go into detail why I made the decision, because what you planned is not what it is now, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I moved here and then I started doing job hunting, sort of trying to get a job, and I was really lucky. I got my job within a month time. I was working in a language school sort of thing, but it's not an actual school. Basically, I work in the office doing all the booking job, so trying to liaise with agents, parents, students, teachers. It's really seasonal. Summertime, of course, really busy, and then half-term time, it's really busy as well. So I got through it for 8 to 9 months, and it was really stressful, but at the same time really rewarding, especially when I get really nice feedback from students and teachers about the placement, and parents, agents really happy about all the arrangement that you make for them. So yeah, I really enjoyed my job. But what happened was, in January and February time, the coronavirus outbreak started in China. We started having less Chinese students coming, of course, of the situation, and people don't want to travel around anymore. So our students, you can come and have a course with us, starting the age of 10 or sometimes even younger, to all the way up to 60s, 70s. So we have quite a lot of students every month, but because of the virus, people don't want to travel, or they got cancelled their flights. People or parents get worried about their students leaving home and then started getting the virus. So the situation is not good, especially our clients and students rely on them coming all the way to England to have a course with us. So it sort of makes sense when we have a decline in students. But we didn't think much of it, and we just thought, oh, in a few months time it's going to pass, the whole situation is going to get better. At the same time, it was really busy because it was half term in February time, so I had a really busy February. But when you're really busy, it doesn't mean that you're making the company money. Really early March time, it was about 4:30ish. I went upstairs to my boss office, asked her a few questions, and then she asked me for a meeting in 20 minutes of time. I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I just thought like maybe I have like more work of the day. It happens in our industry, like, you know, there's quite a lot of ad hoc bookings and stuff like that that you have to like you know, place students with, otherwise they'll have nowhere to go. After 20 minutes I went upstairs, and then my boss was like, oh, do you mind closing the door please? So I'm like, oh, that is a bit weird, because usually when we have a meeting in her office, we always leave the door like open. We are like in a quite open environment where, you know, there's no secrets, everyone's so nice, you know, all my colleagues, they're so nice, so caring, like always offering help. So I was like, oh, did I do anything wrong? You know, I started getting a bit worried, but I thought to myself like, no, I've been working really hard. You know, I did quite a good job. So I closed the door, I sat down, and the moment I sat down, my boss just looked at me like, doesn't, you know, have any facial expression, and then told me that I'm really sorry. That's when I realized, oh my god, I'm getting fired. So I was like, oh my god, did I do anything wrong? That's what I was thinking, like in my head. I was like, oh, that's not good. But because I've never been fired before in my life, so that was my first time. So I sort of have a crying feeling like at the back of my throat, if you know what I mean. Not a very good feeling. So now I've prepped my face with some facial oil, and then I'm going to start doing my makeup. My primer is this e.l.f. poreless putty primer. For me personally, I don't really like it. I know people say that it's a dupe for the Tatcha, what's it called, silk primer. You know, it looks pretty much the same as this one. I'm glad I didn't get that one because it was so expensive, and the reason why I don't like it is because usually what I like in a primer is those silicone based, feeling pore, and I make my face really silky smooth, you know, that kind of primer. But this one, I think it's more of a like creating a barrier between your skin and the makeup, and then give you a really sticky base to work with. So this primer is not what I'm used to, and you know, doesn't really fit my needs, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to like use it all up, and then probably go back to my Benefit Professional, which is my favorite. So where am I? So after I got the news that I'll be fired, well, you know, people saying that it's not, you know, you're not being fired, it's just like, you know, redundancy. But you know, for me it's pretty much the same thing, because you know, it means that I'm basically unemployed. So to make it easier, I'm just saying that, you know, I got fired. So my boss trying to explain to me how the coronavirus situation hit the business, and she has no choice but to, you know, redundant me, because I'm the only one in office on fixed term contract, and it makes sense to me. It's like makes total sense to me. So I'm like, yeah, okay. It took me about 5 to 10 minutes to take in the news, and I'm sort of like, okay, it's fine. I don't know, I feel like, you know, I'm not very career driven. At that time I had bought flight tickets for 2 weeks in April, you know, for a, you know, Easter holiday time back home, spend time with my family and friends. That was my plan. But anyway, I cancelled the flight tickets because I thought to myself, it's not safe to go to the airport. I don't want to, you know, risk being on the same flight with people who might be infected, because what's so worrying about coronavirus is that you may not have symptoms, but you already have the virus, and then you might be contagious, but you just don't have the symptoms, or the symptoms don't show up until, you know, 14 days or 21 days later. So at the beginning, a lot of people here in the UK, or you know, around European countries, government people have been telling you that face masks don't really work, you don't need it. but now like everything's sold out. Like people panic buy like toilet paper, like a lot of food, pasta, you know, hand wash and stuff like that. So I was talking too much. I forgot to put some lip balm on, because when I do my face prep, I usually put some lip balm on to sort of like prep my lips as well. This Vaseline Lip Therapy is one of my Project Pan products. It hit Major Pan already. As you can see, you know, I actually finished one before, and this is my second one after that like complete finish one. So I have faith in this. I'm going to like finish it, and yeah, it's really good. I use it like every single morning when I do my makeup, and every single night before I go to sleep. Foundation in the morning, you know, to make it quick, usually I have two foundations to choose from, you know, every single morning. The first one is a Colourpop foundation stick. The other one is the ordinary serum foundation. So this one is almost finished, so I think I'm going to use this one today. So in the next morning, when we have a team meeting, my boss announced news. So basically it wasn't just me, also another girl, you know, we got redundant. It was really sad, and you know, everyone was really surprised, you know, because a lot of us didn't know how it was going to affect the UK in general. So I kept working for, because it was a 1 month notice thing, so I needed to like keep working for a whole month until, you know, my last day. So it felt really weird when you still have to go to work when you know that you have to leave, because every single email that I replied to, I felt like, oh my god, I spent a lot of time and lots of efforts to sort of build those relationships with those agents, teachers, but you know, I have to go, like I have to go in a month, and they didn't know that, and I didn't tell them. It just feels so weird. I remember like every single day I was like, of course I was working, like I love my job, I love what I do, but at the same time I feel, what's the point? You know, everything was good, and then on the second weekend of March, I started having a bit of cough. What do I do? Because in the company we had like some team meetings about the coronavirus, about like what you're gonna do when things happen. So I sort of test my boss, telling her that, oh, I got a bit of a cough, but I don't have any fever. Are you happy for me to go to work tomorrow on Monday, or do you want me to do the quarantine thing? I listened to my boss. My boss asked me to do self-isolate. So I started staying at home since the second weekend of March. And then like as time changed, the government announcement was guideline announcement, same thing, was that if you have some symptoms, you should stay at home for 14 days. So my boss said to me, now you should do 14 days just in case, because you know, my colleagues, some of them have children, some of them have like some elderly family members, and you know, people who are high risk. So I think, yeah, it's the best thing for me to do. So things change, situation get worsened, so the office started doing home office. So because, you know, I'm going to leave the company in April, so there's no point in me setting up home office and doing all the work for like, you know, 1-2 days. So my boss said, oh, that's it, like, you know, there's no point in setting up home office, so that's it. It's so weird, like I didn't have to, you know, I didn't have the chance to say goodbye to everyone. It's just how it ends, like, ugh. I think everyone feels so weird as well, because a lot of people in the office, they don't get to work from home, and it's their first time to work from home. And yeah, it's just so weird that, you know, I don't really get to, you know, say goodbye. I think when the situation gets better, I'm going back to the office and get my stuff, and also, you know, drop down some stuff and say official goodbye to my colleagues and my boss. So yeah, this is my story of how I got fired because of the coronavirus. So I know that like it's just not really a big thing when you get like fired because of the whole situation, because I know that the whole economic environment's changed because the virus. UK and like other countries, they're all the same. It's something that you can't change, so you can just accept it. And me, lucky enough, I don't have to worry much about money, and my boss did help a lot. And yeah, so for the next few months I don't think I have to worry much about paying rent, food and things like that. I do worry about not being able to get toilet paper though, because I don't really stock up on things like that. And people still panic buy a lot of things, and I know that the supermarkets and like shops, they're doing lots of like different policies and measures to make sure that people in need would be able to get those products. And yeah, I hope that I don't run out of toilet paper ever. So I put down my foundation. Now I'm going to move to concealer. This concealer is a Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Corrector. It's for me to correct my under eye dark circles, because I do have quite bad like eye bag, as you can see. This is almost finished, so I just have to use the last bit. So at the beginning of 2020, no one knows, the world's going to be like this, and I did my New Year resolution, which is like quite successful this year, because for me my New Year resolution was to not buy any makeup unless I run out of it. I know now a lot of business got hit really hardly because of the virus situation. Like restaurants and like shops, they're forced to close. So not just the travel industry, a lot of like small businesses, they hit quite hard. Makeup, beauty, clothing, this kind of stuff is not people's concern. Like people worry about like their family members' health, losing their jobs, not being able to pay their rent and stuff like that. Never in my life have I thought that life would be like this. Like when you go to supermarket, certain type of food that you don't get, or like you're not allowed to get like over certain amounts of products, it just feels so weird. Well, lucky enough, I'm not a very outdoorsy person, so I'm fine with it like so far. And like personally, I don't really want to go out because I don't think it's safe at all. So I know some people here, they just still think that it's just a flu. Like they still think that it's just like a common flu, because every year people die from the flu. People are still like not very educated in terms of the seriousness of the virus. For me, because I'm from Hong Kong, many years ago when I was in primary school, we've been through SARS. So a lot of Asian people, we know, we sort of know how to deal with like viruses like this. So that's why in the very beginning stage of the virus outbreak, Asian people have been wearing face masks, trying to be safe. But when you read the news like early on, it's just so sad that people got beaten up on the street because they were wearing face masks, trying to protect themselves from the virus. Like, I know now, like as time change, like people are learning more and more about how serious it can be, and there's still people holding different opinions on like the situation. And I just feel like of course it takes time for them to learn, but I don't want them to learn it the hard way. Like I don't want them to get it and then they may die. Like it's just a really difficult situation. Oh my god, I want to cry, I don't know why. So concealer's done. I'm going to powder my face. I'm using this CHACOTT, I don't know how to pronounce it. This is a Japanese brand. I got it from Hong Kong for about £20. It's really cheap, considering that it has about 170 grams. So if you want me to compare between this one and the RCMA colorless powder, no, it's called, you know, the RCMA one in the sort of bottle, I would say that I prefer this one because for me personally, I think this powder is finer and lighter. People still not like, you know, treat this virus seriously. They still go out on the streets, you know, because like a lot of people still think that as long as you're young, healthy and fit, it's okay for you to get the virus, like, because you're gonna heal from it, your immune system's gonna work. But I don't believe that. I think that as long as you catch this virus, it doesn't matter if you're young, if you're healthy, because you never know. What I know is, as long as you have this virus, you may die, and it's not just you who get the virus, it's people around you. They may be, you know, affected, they may catch it because of you, and, you know, they may lose you. They may, you know, you may die, your family member may die. And as far as I know today, over 1,000 or like close to 2,000 people have died in the UK because of coronavirus. Oh, it's just so sad. And I feel like a lot of the time, in this difficult time, it's the best thing for you to do is to stay with family and your loved ones. But some people don't get to do it. Like me, all my family and friends are home. I don't want to risk me getting it and spreading it around. When I'm like traveling to the airport, you know, contacting tons of people from the airport and on the plane, and then flying all the way back home, and then, you know, I might have the virus and my parents might get it, and I don't want that. That's why I'm staying here, staying indoor as much as I can, you know, trying to protect myself and people around me. I think that's the most sensible thing to do. Yeah, and a lot of people like me right now, I think we still have flights back to Hong Kong, where I'm from, which is like very lucky. So if, you know, any urgent situation, I can always fly home. Not that that's my first option, but, you know, but in some other countries, say in Italy, I saw the news where, like, you know, doctors making videos and posting them online, trying to make people be more aware of how serious the virus can be. And they were like talking about, they have to take those, what's it called, like the thing that help you breathe, you know, that thing, taking them away from older people so that they could, like, you know, give it to younger people because they have more chance to survive. So I'm like, oh, that's really sad. I don't know why I'm crying. I'm so emotional today. I think right now is the best time for you to sort of focus on yourself. If you like to read, just read some books. If you like to do your makeup, you know, just do it. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not going out. Like, if it makes you happy, just do it. So my eyebrows done. I'm going to use a bigger fluffy brush to sort of like buff away the extra powder. Tiny little powder to powder the rest of my face to sort of set it. Because I have quite oily skin. Yeah, I have quite oily skin. I would say it's a combination depending on the season, because sometimes it gets quite dry. But if I don't powder my face, and I would look ridiculous by the time it's like 11-12 o'clock. And a lot of time, like right now, if you see my face, the color is just fine. But when I go out in the morning, it's just still too white, like it's too pale, like, but by the time it's like 10, 11, 12, you know, the natural skin oil sort of like mixed or like melt everything together, and that's when my skin looked perfectly beautiful. So yeah, it takes time to develop. Like, of course I want those like really pretty glossy skin, but because I have really oily skin sometimes, so that's not the makeup that I can do, because if you know I do that kind of makeup, it's gonna ruin in a couple of hours. So I love myself a matte face. So I still need to do contour, even though like it's an everyday go to work makeup. I'm still using my Hoola bronzer. I love it, and it's in my project pan. You can see it's almost finished, but I've been using it for years. It just never go away. Like, I've been using it like crazy every single morning when I go to work since December, but it's so hard to finish it. Like, don't understand why. But I'm not the kind of like people who throw away the makeup because it hits their expiry date, because I feel like I do keep my makeup clean and tidy. So, and I wipe clean my face brush every single time I use my makeup. So I do feel like my makeup is relatively clean and fine. They're not moldy. They still work really nice, and they don't smell. So I think it's a really bad timing to start project pan products, because when I'm staying at home, like I said, I don't do any makeup, so they're not going to be used. I don't know what my project pan project pan project's gonna be like this year. It's my first one. I don't want it to fail, but it looks like it will. But yeah, it's fine. It's just makeup, isn't it? So this is the Too Cool for School bronzing trio. I think this is what it's called. I like to use it as my nose contour. So my blush, this is also my project pan product. This is a brand called Beauty Cottage. It's a Thai brand. I got it from Thailand when I was traveling there 1-2 years ago. I've been using it for months. There's no sign of heating pad. That is ridiculous. Like, I think I use quite a lot, but I just load it up in a big fluffy brush and then put it on my face and then wipe it across my nose. Because like I said, sometimes in the morning my face still look really pale. So I like to use quite lots of blush to make it more natural, just like across the whole face like that. And sometimes I'll do my eye makeup first, but sometimes I'll just like put on highlighter. In my project pan, I have 2 highlighters to choose from. The first one is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek highlighter in the colour Flexitarian. This one, I don't know if you can see, it crumbles on me so many times before. I don't know, that is the annoying part of this kind of Colourpop shadow, because they dry out. Like, it's not that they're bad, but they just dry out. So this is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the colour Old Darling. As you can see here, I broke it. I didn't use this part up. I broke it and I threw this part away. So what I used was just the middle part here. You can see a little dent. So yeah, I don't know how people finish, you know, a highlighter. They're just like, they last forever. So today I feel like I'm using the MAC one. So in the morning, usually when I go to work, to save time, I like to put on my eyeliner first, because I'd rather have eyeliners on than eyeshadow. So if I run out of time, I still have eyeliners on, if that makes sense. So the eyeliner I'm using is the NYX matte liquid eyeliner. This is my second one. I love this. Like, this is so good, so good. I need to bring my mirror closer to do my eyeliner. So usually I would use my fingers to sort of like clean my eyelashes, because sometimes, like, you know, the eyeliner would get on the eyelashes, and if when I blink, you know, it sort of transfer the eyeliner to the bottom, and I don't want that. So for eyeshadows, I have 4 eyeshadow products to use in my project pan. So which are these 4? This first one is this Shumura liquid eyeshadow. I don't really get a chance to use it because you know, it's everyday makeup look. This is quite shimmery. So this one, it is a Super Shock cheek highlighter, but as you can see, the color is a bit too dark for me, so I just use it as eyeshadows. The color, this one is Wisp, and then I also have 2 powder eyeshadow. This one is Nicole 3. I got it years ago. It was a Christmas present. And this one is a Korean brand, Appeal. You can see it's really cute. It's a really cool bear, pinkish sort of eyeshadow quad. Usually this is the one that I'll go for, because as you can see, the Nicole 3 one, it's just so hard to hit pan on. Like, I've been using it for months. Like, it just won't budge. I tend to go for this one because it's a Korean brand. The color payoff is not as strong as those European brand eyeshadow, if that makes sense. So it just gives me a really light wash of color, which is really easy to work with. So now I'm just using the red color here. Just lower it up and wipe it across my eyelid. And I really like it because it matches my blush color. And then use a smaller brush and load up this brown color and put it on the root, the base of my eyelid, closer to the eyeliner area. Give it a bit more of a dimension. So usually, because I'm in a rush, I just use the same blunt brush when I apply the red color. Just sort of like blend it out like that. It's so easy. So, and then I'm going to use a fluffy brush again. Use this shimmery color, sort of highlight my brow bone. Brow bone? Yeah, brow bone. And sometimes here as well. Almost finished. If you know me, you know that I like to put on my bottom lashes first, because that way it won't ruin my eye makeup. Because imagine if you put on your upper eyelashes first, and then you do bottom one, and then your eye tend to be like that, and then your lash going to touch your eyelid. For my lips, I have 3 products to choose from. These 3 are from my Project Pan collection. The first one, as you can see, is really tiny. I was hoping to finish it by the end of this month, but because I'm doing, like, you know, self-isolation and I'm not doing my makeup, that's not going to happen. So this one is the NARS sort of like satin lippy pencil thing. There's just like so little left. I'm quite disappointed that, you know, I won't be able to finish it this month, but you know, it's fine. So this one, I also have the Colourpop lippy stick in the color of Lumiere. This is the matte one. This is really nice, like winter color. I love it, and still have quite a lot left. And last but not least is the MAC Sea Sheer. I think today this is the color that I'm going for. So what I like to do is to use my finger to sort of feather out the edges so it looks more natural. So this is my finished makeup look. It's really simple, really easy to do, and it doesn't require lots of skills. So yeah, if I'm not making this video talking to you guys, I will be able to finish it in about 20 to 30 minutes in the morning. Only because, you know, in the morning I like to watch some YouTube videos while I'm doing my makeup, so I get distracted sometimes. So I think if I stretch it, I can finish in about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you're working from home, you know, about to do a conference call or a Skype call, you want to put on some really simple makeup, this is the look that you want to go for, because it's sort of like, you know, give you better skin and then gives your face a bit of color, so you look more awake and, you know, energetic. So yeah, I hope you like this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.